For over 30 years, I've been a caregiver, an advocate, a sister, and a mom, now a grandmom, and the woman who forgot herself in the process. We celebrate caregivers as selfless heroes, but what happens when caregiving for everyone else becomes the reason that we lose ourselves? What if the very love that drives us also silently destroys us, and our children inherit those very same patterns? You see, my story isn't unique, and that's the real problem. As the sister, power of attorney for my two brothers with Fragile X syndrome, a genetic disorder that's quite similar to autism, I spent decades navigating medical systems, crisis calls, and many, many sleepless nights. But behind the strength people saw was actually burnout, guilt, and a very quiet belief that I was never enough. One day, I looked in the mirror and I realized I had no idea who I was beyond being a mom and a caregiver. And that's when I understood toxic caregiving isn't love. It's loss of disguise as duty, passed down through the generations. And today, over 53 million unpaid caregivers in North America silently carry that same weight. The world praises our compassion, yet the American Psychological Association reports caregivers experience 63% higher depression and chronic illness. And here's the ripple. Our children watch us, and they watch us sacrifice ourselves, and they learn that love equals exhaustion. As a life empowerment and reinvention specialist, I've guided women and families through the same patterns I've lived, helping them to rebuild, identify, and build their confidence and the purpose beyond caregiving, and now most importantly, breaking that cycle. I've learned that healing isn't selfish, it's essential. Because when we, the caregivers, rise, our families thrive. Nearly 1 in 3 caregivers report poor mental health. Harvard Health links caregiving stress to premature aging and immune decline. Studies show itself that neglect and over-responsibility passes through families, just like invisible DNA. We talk about toxic work balances and toxic relationships, but rarely about toxic caregiving. Healing begins with one radical act, believing that caregiving for ourselves isn't abandonment, it's leadership. So when we model wholeness instead of burnout, we redefine what love really looks like. And we teach the next generation that self-love isn't optional, it's mandatory. So if you've ever whispered, "I'm fine," when you really were falling apart, this message is for you. You're not selfish, you're needing that rest. You are not weak for asking for help, and you are not less for wanting a life that is yours. Because when you do something for yourselves, you don't just heal, you heal the pattern. You show your family that love has room for you too. So today, let's end the cycle of toxic caregiving and begin a new legacy of self-love, balance, and wholeness. My name is Glenda Kroll, and this is what is truly what I mean by recognize, reinvent, and rise.